Alright everybody, it is time once again for another How to Play with Guilty Gear Strive. This time we are going to be playing probably the best character in the game for maybe a month or so. Apparently there's a balance patch coming, but we are doing Nago. So with Nago, its character is not necessarily simple. You'll see a little gauge on the bottom. That's a blood gauge. So if I do, let's see, which ones will, you see how it goes up? Now let's say I just toy with it a little bit. Not necessarily an install, but Nago will transform in a way. It'll enhance some of his moves and his damage while also taking away some stuff. So you do want to be careful. And if you've seen the gauge a little bit, it's going down, even though it automatically goes back up. But so Nago completely keeps on taking damage, which means you could put yourself in a very compromising position. So I'll be careful with that. So in traditional fashion, here's his light, forward light, crouching, far standing. That's his close slash. That's his heavy. He also has a down heavy and a forward heavy. Which this actually, let's see, decreases the blood gauge. So, another thing with Nago is, let's see, get close, medium, 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 medium. That will actually drain the blood gauge as well, but also just kind of being easy. So, you could also do like pretty easy combos that get you special moves and stuff like just like that. So back to his specials. I'm not even going to try to say these names, but let's see, Fireball Slash is a full screen dash which will in fact beat up projectiles and also very substantially raises the blood gauge. But you're able to kind of dash up from it and kind of gain some pressure on your opponent. Especially if you're, let's say you're here, someone throws out a projectile. There you go. It's a very good, it might have been. It's a very good little pressure tool, especially. So as you've been kind of seeing, this move Fireball, back heavy. It's a very good lunging attack, but it'll also get your opponents if they kind of do a short little jump. And it's also now it's cancelable, so you could just completely into that. Like most of the time when you get, like if you're ending with this and you're far away, you want to do that, so a lot of that blood gauge doesn't go up as high as it should. Alright, his next one. This is actually DP. So, DP motion heavy. If you do it once, you can move to other stuff. Like, see, I was able to dash. But if you hit heavy twice, it'll basically end it, and that will be that. Now, you see how much blood gauge that gives, though? Dang, let me see. Yeah, it's a lot of blood gauge, so use that move with caution. Normally, now, a really good use of it is you're able to cancel it right into the DP. Alright, next. This is also kind of it's a DP motion as well, but it's not really invincible. It's a grab, so. So, the greatest effect of that, because most people, if you just show them that, they're not going to really get it. Now watch the blood gauge. Nope. Goes down immediately. So, let's say you get a good, very high blood gauge. All of it right down, no matter what. You see that? I still use the move and it's still pretty much lowering, and then it kind of goes back. But still, you're able to use those moves without really worrying it. Oh, this is just his dash. So back and forward is because Nago is as a character, you could see very slow. I'm hitting dash forward. He does have a backdash, but watch his jump. Yeah. Now the main strategy getting in, you gotta kind of high jump to get there. So that's just by going down and immediately up. That's really your main traversal with Nago. But this is what I see, what you'll see a lot of people do. So it's really just kind of your main way of transportation. It's also a good way to get the grabs. Let's see. There you go. Ready? Whoop. Instantly. Like, kind of right on wake up. I think you could all... There you go. Yep. It's a good way to kind of hit those grabs when you're not suspecting. Plus it takes, I think it's K that really beats it out. So it's kind of rough to time a little bit. Especially for newcomers, so... Alright, we don't really have much else other than his, supers. So there are two, but one of them is in blood gauge only. This is his normal one, which I think is a reversal one. Let's see. Yep. Beginning of this is completely invincible, so it is a reversal super. One of my favorites too, so let's get that blood gauge one. This one is a lot of damage, so even though we're on chip, that will still do a very great deal of damage. Alright, so that should be everything. Let me just take one last look. Yep, we really went through everything. Nago is a very good character with a lot of good tools, especially against a lot of the main cast, to where I think they used Happy Chaos to really try and nerf him. But he's a little bit harder to use, though. New players aren't just going to come in and just start, like, just going like that with him, but just because, one, you don't have the greatest of movement unless it literally costs you. But he's a very risky character in a way, which a lot of people aren't going to really know how to utilize him fully. But I think if you have a great mind, you could definitely put something to use. Because you have a lot, like you have... I didn't really go into depth how good this is. Full screen, pretty fast. Like, he has tools. So if you can finally, like, get to learn him and put your mind to it, I think people can do really, like, he's not the best starting character, but he's a good way to get, into it. It's also a way of kind of teaching players new, like, risk and using your resources. So, alright, that's it. And I'll see you at the next one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.